playing on his lips. You stand still and focus on defending yourself. A warrior of a higher rank, using additional nodes, can put more strength into their attack. And here's where the size of your focus will allow you to delay your defeat. This is where it's difficult to compete with a warrior with a large focus, when it comes to endurance and stamina, in case you didn't get it. Elder, do we really stand no chance otherwise? I asked, as quickly as I could. Of course you do, Tantor shrugged. It all depends on you. The path of the walkers focuses on the trinity of the body, energy, and soul. If one of these is missing, the combination won't be as strong. A strong spirit can easily tip the scales of battle, especially if its owner is determined to win at any cost. Remember this. For some reason, he was looking at me when he said this. Everything is important in a fight. Your level of mastery, the layout of the battlefield, the way you handle your weapons, what weapons you're using, your ability to turn your strength into your advantage. The difference in stars can be fatal. Even if they have just one more node than you, your opponent will be able to put more into their attack than you into your defense. I bowed my head. Thank you, Elder. 2 points for Lagarde. Tantor touched the stone, changing the numbers, and turned back to us. Any other questions? No? Good. Then let's continue with the previous lesson. Villicor, you continue what you were doing the last time. All of those who are practicing the blade continue with those exercises. We'll deal with the last node needed for it. Work with the hand with which you're not holding the sword, so that in battle you can use both steel and the techniques. I also appreciated this advice. It was useful and could be applied to other things besides the blade. Focus on what's happening inside your body. Focus on the radiance of the meridians. Separate small bits of energy from the focus and lead them to the middle of your palm. Those with developed perception like Dido will notice a few sparks. Focus on Tacha, the central node. It'll begin to glow a little brighter, responding to the flow of energy in the center of the palm. Your task is to find this spark and make it shine as brightly as possible. You must spend all the strength accumulated in your focus for this exercise. Ideally, you should learn to send it in a continuous stream. Elder, someone behind him said, may I ask something? Go on. If you have a larger focus, does that mean that you can open the nodes faster? The question was interesting, but I knew the answer. I had learned it back in my conversations with Tortoise. Not necessarily. What matters is the speed of energy absorption and recovery. He pointed behind us to where the plum garden and the washing basins were. You can have 100 barrels, but that doesn't mean that the tap will spout more water. How much energy do you lose when you're trying to open a node? That's very important. But don't worry about it. The first nodes don't require much to be opened. In less than a week, you'll begin to master your first blade. This was the 3rd week I was hearing this, since the time that a significant number of warriors had appeared in the class and these lessons began. But it was like talking to a wall sometimes. Few people expressed their delight at the discovery of a node. I opened my eyes and looked at Villicor, wondering which node she had opened. Not that it mattered. I had already accepted the fact that I'd never be able to become the senior of our class. The bigger problem was that Tantor's explanation didn't inspire any hope in the victory of the upcoming fight. Togrim had sworn that this was the first time he had heard that Bravour had 2 stars. There hadn't been any rumors about it. Not that this made me feel any better. I doubted that they just wanted to intimidate me. I'd rather believe that Dory, frustrated by his defeat, blurted out his senior secret. Assuming the worst, that Bravour had not only discovered the nodes necessary to achieve the 2nd star, but also mastered the techniques to use them, I had no chance of winning. He'd surpass me in both speed and strength. Even his blades would be too powerful for me. It'd be like going into a sword fight without a sword. Tantor was right. No strength, no matter how great, could help me if I spent my veil to deflect a punch, and then, 2 breaths later, a blade hit me in the chest.